Hi everyone, before the video starts, if you are watching this video on this channel, it means that you are not on the right channel because I am moving channels and I will not be posted on this channel anymore in a couple of days time. So please move across to my new channel. The link is in the description below. It has been renamed JK Investing, so you can search that way. Or the easy way is just click on that link down below and it'll take you to my new channel. So if you could stop watching this video right now and move to the other one, that'd be absolutely amazing, and I'll see you over there. Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about 3 stocks to watch this week. We'll also cover some of the earnings this week. So before we get onto that, guys, smash that like button and we'll take a look. So before we get onto that, don't know if any of you guys saw, but one of my companies reported earnings last week, which was JD, and JD.com smashed it. They had an EPS beat, they had a revenue beat. The stock managed to get to $50, and the crazy thing is now I'm up 165% on that position. So that's kind of crazy. So I think I've got Alibaba later this week reporting earnings, but I don't know if any of you guys caught JD's earnings, but they were something really good. Now, when we take a look into the full list of earnings before we get onto these 3 stocks, there's some pretty good stocks reporting earnings. So we'll talk about Nat stock in a second because that's one of the big ones. Baidu, IQI, Bilibili's a cool one, Walmart. And you can see that there's a lot of retail companies starting to report earnings this week. Advanced Auto Parts will be a pretty good one. Target, Lowe's, Take-Two Entertainment, they'll be a good one to check out. Macy's, Nvidia, which we'll talk about in a second. Alibaba, which we'll talk about in a second. Foot Locker, Elf, and John Deere. I know there's a lot of pressure on them. They're one of the companies that might have to cut the dividend. I'm not sure if they have done, but I know there's a lot of pressure about them maybe cutting the dividend. I mean, if John Deere gets hurt, it's one of those companies that I actually might consider getting into. So we'll see what I'm definitely be checking them out. But definitely some interesting names reporting earnings this week. So first of all, we've got Nat stock reporting earnings, and this is kind of like the stock that every YouTuber and the cat and dog was talking about pretty much only like 2 weeks ago, and I think most of it came from the financial education. He was kind of like talking about Nat stock, and he was kind of like it made me laugh because he was like, oh, remember, build up your cash, build in long-term stocks, don't get into this day trading or swing trading. And then he bought this stock and he was like, yeah, I'm going to kind of like short-term make money on this one, which is like total opposite to what he always preaches. But yeah, everyone kind of got onto the hype of Nat stock because of the belief that people have to kind of get and store the oil because of how much it had gone down in prices. And it was kind of like a short-term gamble, and what I like to call it is a bit of a pump and dump stock. And a lot of people are rolling the dice on this one, and I'm not a fan of oil stocks, so it's not one that I'm going to roll the dice on, but a lot of people were kind of having a little bit of a shot at this one. And to be fair, it did go up quite a bit, and then the stock has pretty much gone back to prices it was at before its pump and dump. And then when you look at the 5-year chart on that stock, it is a very horrible chart. So they are reporting earnings on Monday, so we'll see what comes out of there. I think a few people did get into that short-term play after the financial education side of it, but yeah, Nat stock is probably one of the hype stocks that everyone's kind of looking at right now. The second stock is Alibaba, which is a stock that I own. I own quite a few shares in Alibaba. JD.com and Alibaba are my 2 Chinese holdings that I hold. And I really like Alibaba, and I really am expecting good things from Alibaba because I made a video only about this a few weeks ago talking about why Alibaba will go to $300 a share. Normally, when Alibaba reports earnings, if JD does well, Alibaba normally does well. So I have got big expectations for this one. And like I say, Alibaba for me has a lot of upside here. Somewhere between, it should be a lot higher now, but for me, Alibaba is a company that I want to see. I want to get about 100% return on this company because I do really like it. So Alibaba's reporting earnings, so we'll see how that one does. And the other stock to watch is Nvidia. So Nvidia is a chip maker, and it's a chip maker that has a fantastic balance sheet. The growth got hurt not so long ago, but it's starting to come back now. The revenue and the EPS is starting to come back now, and yeah, fantastic balance sheet. When I look into Nvidia though, it is at its 52-week highs, which is kind of worrying. It's one of those companies that I think it's got kind of carried away and has maybe gone up a little bit too much. So a lot of analysts are kind of expecting Nvidia to do well. But I think when you think that this stock has a lot of positivity priced in already, how many more people are there to get into this stock? So for me, we've been at its 52-week high. this is the one that I'm kind of backing for being a little bit of a surprise next week, so I'll be checking this one out. And I like looking into like chip plays like Nvidia and AMD, because one thing that I've always lacked in my portfolio is chip maker stocks. I just don't have enough of them in my portfolio, so I would like to get a couple of chip makers into my portfolio just to diverse it, and they have so much growth as well, so I'd like to get another chip maker into the portfolio just to make it a little bit more diverse. And like I say, with the growth, when you look at Nvidia, it should do really well over the long term. I mean, Nvidia does have a lot of pullbacks every so often, so this is one that I need to mark down on my watch list, and if I can get this one below the 230s, I'll be really happy to go buy Nvidia, so I'll be checking them out as well. So guys, those are some of the earnings to expect next week and 3 stocks to watch next week. Like I say, I'm really keen on 3 of them and see how well they do. Obviously, I hope Alibaba does well as a stock that I hold, and also Nvidia is a stock that is definitely one that I would like to add into my portfolio at some point if it does go to the right prices. So we'll see what happens with Nvidia as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I hope that gave you some useful information for this week, guys. As always, if you can like that video, that'd be absolutely amazing. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next one.